I still remember the taste of the wine that night. Bitter, metallic, as if it already knew what my heart was about to feel. The room was warm, filled with laughter, the kind that feels forced when you're the only one not laughing. Sarah's friends, or rather her co-workers, were all gathered in our living room. I'd hosted them before, smiled through their endless office stories, and refilled their glasses when the conversation turned dry. Tonight, though, something felt different. I stood by the kitchen counter, refilling a bowl of chips I hadn't even touched, when I heard her voice cut through the hum of chatter. "You know what Daniel said the other day?" Sarah's voice was light, teasing, the kind of tone she used when she wanted attention. "He said I worked too much, that maybe I should spend more time at home." I told him, "Well, somebody has to make this house interesting." Laughter erupted. A few of them glanced my way, some awkwardly, some with that half-smirk people wear when they're in on a joke that isn't funny. I felt my stomach knot. I'd said that, yes, but not like that. It had been a quiet evening, me trying to express how distant we'd become, how much I missed her. But the way she painted it, I was some needy, dull husband begging for scraps of her attention. "She even said he gets jealous when I go out with you guys," she added, tossing her hair, that playful smile still plastered on her face. "Can you imagine? Jealous of meetings and deadlines. Poor thing probably thinks I'm out there having affairs or something." Another round of laughter. My hand tightened around the bowl. I wanted to speak, to laugh it off, to defend myself, but something in her tone stopped me cold. It wasn't just teasing. It was contempt. And then I saw it. The look on her face as she glanced at Mark, her boss, sitting comfortably on our couch, his hand casually draped over the armrest, eyes never leaving her. It wasn't just a look. It was a spark. One I'd missed before. One I couldn't unsee now. I didn't confront her then. I didn't shout or storm in or slam the door like a fool. I simply placed the bowl on the table, nodded politely to no one in particular, and said, "Excuse me." The room barely noticed as I slipped out. Her laughter followed me down the hall, until it didn't. I heard her voice falter mid-sentence as the door closed behind me. That night, I sat in my car 2 streets over, engine off, rain tapping against the windshield like impatient fingers. My phone buzzed with her messages. "Where are you? Dan. Come back, what's wrong? Don't be dramatic. It was just a joke." Joke. I scrolled back to the photos from last weekend. She'd gone hiking with colleagues. I hadn't thought much of it. A few selfies, a blurry group shot. But now, with that spark still burning in my memory, I zoomed in. Mark was there too. His arm too close to hers. Her smile too wide, too free. Was I imagining it? Was this just my mind, wounded and suspicious, twisting innocent moments into daggers? Or had it always been there, right under my nose? For days I said nothing. I smiled when she spoke. I kissed her cheek when she came home late, smelling faintly of wine and perfume that wasn't hers. I asked about work, about deadlines, about Mark, casually, as if I wasn't trying to read between every syllable. And in return she gave me pieces. Small ones. A slip of the tongue here, a text message left unswiped there. Until one night I found what I was looking for. She was in the shower. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. Normally I wouldn't touch it. But my hands moved before my conscience could speak. A message from Mark. "Last night was incredible. Still thinking about that kiss." My heart stopped. Another message from her, sent hours later. "We need to be careful. He's starting to suspect." He was me. I didn't explode. I didn't throw her phone or rip the curtain open and scream. I just sat there, phone in hand, staring at the words until they blurred. And then I knew. All those nights she came home late. All those jokes at my expense. All those small, dismissive sighs when I asked if everything was okay. They weren't stress. They weren't harmless. They were a mask. She'd already chosen which life she wanted. I was just the placeholder. The wallet. The man who kept the lights on while she played in the dark. The next morning I made her breakfast. I smiled as she rushed out the door. I even kissed her forehead. And then I called a lawyer. Took 2 weeks to set everything in motion. I moved my personal accounts, froze the joint one, and gathered every piece of evidence I had. The texts, the photos, the receipts of nights she claimed to be working late. When the paperwork was ready, I didn't hand it to her. I sent it to her office, along with one of the photos. And a single line. I hope the promotion was worth it. That evening, she came home in a fury I had never seen before. How could you do this? She shouted, slamming the door behind her. You embarrassed me at work. You humiliated me. I stayed calm. You mocked me in front of everyone, Sarah. I walked away quietly. You didn't even ask why. Her face paled. That was just a joke. I didn't mean it like that. A joke doesn't end with you kissing your boss. She froze. You how? I know everything, I said simply. And I'm done. The fight that followed wasn't loud. Not in the way I expected. It was quiet, almost pitiful, her begging, bargaining, trying to twist it into something I misunderstood. It was just a mistake, she whispered, tears streaking her makeup. I didn't mean for it to go that far. I felt neglected. I felt invisible. I almost laughed. Neglected. I had built my life around her. Every late-night shift, every extra project, it was for us. But I didn't laugh. I just looked at her, and for the first time in years, I didn't see my wife. I saw a stranger wearing her skin. The divorce wasn't messy, not in the way people expect. I didn't drag her name through the mud. I didn't scream at Mark. I let the papers speak for me. Her smile, that dazzling practiced smile, faded the moment I stopped playing my part in her story. She lost the apartment, moved into a smaller place, tried to win sympathy from her friends, but they already knew. Secrets like hers don't stay secret long in offices like that. And me. I learned to breathe again. To sit in a quiet house and not feel like it was a cage. Months later she called me. Her voice was small, stripped of its usual shine. Daniel. Sorry. For everything. I miss you. I closed my eyes, the memory of her mocking laughter echoing in the back of my mind. I know, I said softly. But I don't miss who I was with you. And I hung up. Sometimes I still wonder if I could have saved it, if I had confronted her earlier, if I had fought harder. But the truth is, love can't survive in the dark. Not when it's mocked, betrayed, and used. That night she laughed at me, she didn't just tell a joke. She told the world who I was to her. A fool. And the moment I walked away, I stopped being one.